Balance is a topic that's been coming up for me a lot lately, both with myself and with the people that I work with, and my dog. We all need balance. To be able to balance our lives is where we are able to truly thrive in whatever capacity we are looking to thrive in. And at least for me personally, my goal is not simply to exist. I want to thrive. I want to exist to the highest potential that I am capable of existing in as many areas of my life as I can. And the places where I see that for me is work. What am I doing for work? What am I doing to bring in income and to bring in plenty of income? And at the same time, make a positive difference on the world that I live in. That's one. Two, family. And let me reframe that, because really family is number one. Because although I must work and I'm very passionate about working, my family has to be the first priority for me personally. And part of that is because I have a responsibility to my family to create the environment in which we can all thrive, right? Because in that context, it's not just about me. It's about the we that is my family, which includes my wife, my daughter, and my dog. And my part of me thriving is facilitating the environment that allows them to thrive as well. And so that comes at the top of my list. Work would have to be second. Now, where I find myself to get out of balance very easily is in exactly the dynamic that kind of showed up as I began talking. I talked about work first, right? And I tend to go towards, I must work to be able to provide the environment for my family to thrive. And so work must be first because that is what allows me to give that environment to my family. But that's not true. The two must come essentially together, but family must take the priority, because if I am working in order to provide the life to my family, and by doing so, I stop being able to interact with my family in the way that truly gives them the environment to thrive. My emotional attention, my physical attention. If I don't provide that in a balanced way to my family, then all the money in the world is not going to fix my problems. So focusing on that relationship first, focusing on my relationship with my work, focusing on my relationship with my friends, with my peers, with my tribe. That piece is so critical. And what I have learned about myself, at least, is that I do best in an environment that encompasses all of those things, where my work and my home life are able to intermix a bit, where my work life, my home life, and my friend life, my tribe life, are able to interact. And finding the balance of how much time do I spend with my friends, how much time do I spend with my work, how much time do I spend with my family, and how much time do I spend with just myself, right? Right now I'm down at the beach with my dog. We just had a great I did a little bit of movement, very light movement. He ran and jumped in the ocean. We both got kind of our own time, separate from anybody else in our lives, separate from responsibility in a sense. And that, for me, it's invaluable. It cannot be overstated how valuable that is. So, to bring it back to balance, how do we balance these things? Well, when I look at my life, I can get very hooked into go, 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 go. And it's very easy for me to get out of the habit of stopping and slowing down and taking the time to ground into myself and into the world where I'm not doing. A mentor of mine referenced this concept as doing as opposed to being. And I personally spend a lot of time doing. And when I'm doing things for my clients, for my family, for my business, for my friends. And sometimes I just need to be. And when I am being, that's where I get energized, I get uplifted, and I find that joy that allows me to bring a better environment into all of those other things that I do. And I want to reference here that, so right now I'm out in nature and I'm grounding and I'm just being me. I'm talking to this camera because it's something that I felt called to do and something that I enjoy doing. It actually brings me some energy as I go through my own process verbally. But I don't necessarily have to do this to just be. Being is a mentality. It's a perspective that we can bring into any moment in our lives. It's the difference between listening with the intent to give feedback or listening with the intent to listen. Just to be. Just to hear. Just to be in that moment. It's doing that keeps us looking forward. And it's being that brings us back into the moment. And it's not to say that one is better than the other or one is more important than the other. The key here is that we're looking at balance. Both need to be in balance. We need to do and we need to be. And we need to have moments for each. What I've experienced with a lot of the people that I am working with and around is that we spend, and self included, is that we do so much and rarely do we allow ourselves to be. And so one of the habits that I've brought into my life and my personal practice is that I start every morning just by being. And I sit and I meditate for 10 minutes. And then I sit and I journal for 10 minutes. And the meditation, I'm just with my thoughts. You know, there's that saying that you're trying to clear your mind. And maybe that's what meditation's all about. I guess it depends on who you are. For me, the time, that 10 minutes in the morning, probably about 8 minutes of it is me just gathering my thoughts and noticing what thoughts I'm having and then just letting them go. And not worrying about the fact that I'm having thoughts. Just seeing them and letting them go. Experiencing them and letting them go. Seeing what I'm holding on to. Seeing what's running in the background. And I've been holding on to that practice daily for the last 7 months, almost 8. And I can honestly say that that practice has shifted the day-to-day for me in a very profound way. And when I start my days like that, I am much, much more likely to go through my day with more being. I invite you to look at your life and to look at where you might be out of balance with being or doing. Because, I talked about being out of balance with too much doing, but there's also the idea of being out of balance in the reverse. How much are you just being? Where are you not planning enough? That could happen, and it does happen. Where are you not looking at the future enough? Where are you not doing the things that are going to bring you into that next stage? So what I invite you to do is to look at your life. Take a look at it. I invite you to write it down. Write down where you feel like you might be out of balance. And then look at ways that you might be able to bring yourself back into balance. What are things that you could do to help you to get into more doing? What are things that you could let go of to allow yourself to be? Or just shift the mindset around to allow yourself to just be. One of the things from my personal practice that I've done to help me to not have to do all the time is to give myself space to do very light movement, coming down to the beach and not thinking about, I need to get a workout in right now. Just allowing my body to move the way that it wants to move. Move my hands, move my shoulders, move my spine, move my hips, move my legs, and just be in my body, be with my movement, and notice what comes up, how I feel, what I end up doing, and just notice. Not judging, not trying to go further than my body wants to go, simply allowing my body to flow through the motions and see what pops up. So, the invitation is open. Play with it. And I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think, where you think that you're out of balance. And if you have questions on it, as always, please shoot them out to me. I'd love to converse with you.